Tèmi orúkọ mi ni Anu.
Orúkọ mi ni Pablo tàbí Olúṣẹ́gun.
Orúkọ mi ni Tolúwaláṣẹ.
Orúkọ
mi ni Della Yẹmisí. Orúkọ mi ni Fódèmí.
Hello, beautiful people of the world. Welcome back to Familia Pablanu. I am the one and only Anu.
Y yo soy Pablo, solamente Pablo.
This is it, the big reveal that you've been waiting for. A lot of you guys have been commenting where you guys going, and we are here to let you know.
And if you had been part of the memberships, you would actually already know these things because we kind of put updates for those members who are members on YouTube regularly, so that they kind of know in real time, you know, what our plans are, what we're doing, things like that.
Yeah.
And also our videos reach you sooner if you remember, because
In real time, yes.
Because as soon as we post it, it's there for you. But it might not be published publicly for another, few days, week, etc. So if you want to know early kind of what's going on with us and everything,
Consider signing up for membership to follow our journey. Yeah, for exclusive perks. Yeah, you can sign up on our page. It will say sign up for membership, and you click which level you would
depending
want to.
on the perks that you want. Yeah. So, where are we going?
Drum roll, please. We are going home. I know you guys have commented, oh, you guys are going to
The US or here or there, everywhere, South Africa, whatever. But actually, we're going to
our
home,
ancestral home. Yeah, and
which in Africa, ancestral home means
it's a place where your ancestors or your great-great-grandparents have lived, in the town they've lived, and where they grew up and all that. Yeah.
So in this case, the ancestral home, we've actually visited it already.
We did, yeah.
We actually stayed there a year ago.
In the place of Nigeria.
So yeah, so we're going to Nigeria. Really excited about that. It's something that I know I tried at the very beginning to get us to Nigeria.
And I know you guys have...
A long time ago, years ago, I was like, what if
Right.
we go, try it out, like a year. I do like a, exchange professor thing.
And
but you're
there's
like,
so many comments about, why are you guys not going to Nigeria? What is going on?
I didn't know what to tell him. I was like, just because Anu doesn't.
I will explain. Let me explain myself, guys.
Okay.
So,
This will be my first time hearing this too, so.
really. So, guys, when Pablo brought it to me early on, even before we moved to Uganda, saying, let's go to Nigeria. We can go to West Africa, Nigeria. I'm like, whoa, don't even mention Nigeria. He's like, but why? What is wrong? I'm like, don't you hear the news? Everything is bad. Everything bad is happening. They'll kidnap you, and then they'll use you for money ritual, and then they will...
All this Nollywood stuff.
And I said, oh, armed robber, insecurity, and this and that. Every bad thing was coming to my head, and that's what I told Pablo. He was like, okay. I'm like, we have little children, we have to think about them. We can't, Mom, that's not, if you have little children, don't take them there. I'm like, see? But I was like, but it's your home. Why do you say you don't go there? Like,
I was like, we speak Yoruba, like, what the heck? So,
yeah, I'm like, no, find me somewhere else. So by the time...
I was like, what about Togo, Benin? They also
like-
speak Yoruba. And
I'm
you're
like, it's West Africa. You heard the news, eh? Anyways, so by the time he says, hey, Uganda, I'm like, it's in Africa? Okay, good, let's go. I didn't even know where Uganda was. Sorry,
you're like,
guys.
oh, it's not West Africa. Okay,
Okay,
sure.
East Africa. I've never been to East Africa. Good, let's go. Let us go. So
And the more we learned about Uganda, the more we're like, this place is nice.
it's
like,
nice, yeah.
the culture, the food, the
So-
climate, everything.
I left Nigeria when I was 15 years old. And everything that we've heard, even my parents, what they say about Nigeria, yeah, they love their country from afar, but when it comes to being on the ground, there's so many bad leaders and this and that. There's always a thing, a reason why, an excuse why it's not possible. So when we got here, we seen, okay, this is Africa. We are adjusting, we're fine. And then you brought up, you know what? How about we go visit Nigeria? I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to see Mama, and like it hasn't even crossed my mind.
Yeah.
All our family there. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we visited, and what I saw, what we experienced, was definitely different from all the news that
And you can see in this video kind of our take on Nigeria and what it was like, and you can see our vlogs as well. our Nigeria vlogs and what it was like, kind of our experiences there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different from
It was
what
different.
we were told.
It's looking like what we are hearing is not matching what's on ground.
Right.
It's a lot more exaggerated. And I'm like, we came back here and we were living our lives. And
Like, I was just kind of watching you and watching the kids and just realizing, you know, we're a Nigerian family. We really are a Nigerian family in a big way. And
Yeah.
it's definitely the food for sure, but just everything, you know, and it just, and, you know, we thought we could do it here as Nigerians, you know, sort of in a way. And I just saw that, I don't know, I came to the point that I was like, it kind of hurt me because I really, really like it here and everything. But I was like, Anu, what if we moved to Nigeria?
and then I was like,
And I hadn't asked her that in like 3 years. But I realized she was at the point, I could see that she was at the point that like maybe that's what she wanted to do.
and everything that we want to do here, we can definitely do it there. And we have family there. Family and it's my mind just burst open like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, her response was pretty positive immediately. And I was
Like,
like,
yes!
whoa, this is a 360, well, yeah,
Let's-
180.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, my children,
it's a bug.
oh, okay. My children get to be with my mother, their great grandmother, and grow up in Nigeria. I'm like, that's.
And
yeah.
when the parents retire and everything, you know, because the thing is, like, the family there, they're getting older, and their children and their grandchildren most of them have left Africa in general, and Nigeria in general, or at least they've left, you know, their ancestral home, and so they're just not really there. And like you said, you know, our grandmother, the children's great grandmother is.
Yeah.
She's not getting any younger, and you know, there's family there who will need us. You know, they will need family there for them, younger people, and just to keep things, you know, running and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also, like you said, to have the support of family, because the support of the family, the culture, people, they know us there. You know, they already know us. They're very welcoming to us, which, you know, is different from here, because here no one knew us.
Right,
And so we
right.
came here, there's no welcome. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
people were welcoming. Don't get me wrong, but
They
you
don't
know,
know
there
us,
wasn't.
yeah.
They didn't know us, and so there's no people like, hey, I have some land here. You know, get settled down here. You know, we know some people. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, you can be working. Yeah, you can stay here. So yeah, there's just so much more opportunities there. You know, and also the fact that, and this came later, I guess. But the fact of citizenship, you know, the fact that everyone except me has Nigerian citizenship.
Right, we have the passport.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay for visas. They get to do. Oh, there's that bug there. Why is it on the phone? Nigerian citizens, you know.
And we didn't realize any of this stuff until after we had decided, okay, we're going to Nigeria, you know, and that was a number of months ago. But then in that meantime, from the moment we decided until now, like, as we're getting ready to leave, we're just seeing all these things that we realized would really have prohibited us from staying.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
a
That's
lot of
true.
it. Like we
That's
showed you in our vlogs, the visa situation. It's
If you haven't
it's
seen that, go
untenable.
and see that. Right.
Right. But anyways, then we realized, okay, wow, this is like the boot on the way out, you know, in a way.
Yeah, we're thankful for the opportunity, because if not because of this, I would never have visited East Africa. Maybe in the future, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. We get to teach our children about how connected Africa actually is, you know.
And
So
give them
for
a
that,
more
we're thankful.
Pan-African perspective.
Right. Okay, so what are you going to be doing there?
Right.
Yeah, so we have plans. Always do,
yeah.
right?
We always have plans, many plans. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, we still have our long-term plans of agriculture, sustainable agriculture,
Yeah.
not just for our family, but for the markets. And the markets there are way better, by the way, even though you might think, you know, Nigeria, the situation with the Naira and everything, that it's not so good and all that, but there's actually very good opportunities when you have a devalued currency like that. We won't get into the details of that right now, but that long-term for sure. Short-term, we have a lot of things that we want to do to improve the community.
Yeah. So guys, where we're going, it's my parents' hometown. It's not where I grew up. I grew up in a different state. So it's going to be a very beautiful experiencing it. I've experienced a little bit of it already, and it's a peaceful small town. I want to experience it more, and I'm looking forward to working with the community there in the healthcare and in the community, the public health, in a way to implement emphasis on nutrition as a way of improving one's health in the community, and also helping when it comes to pregnancy and everything related to it, the birth, pregnancy, and all that, and how we connect it to nutrition. Also, maybe working with there's a university there, our very dear Baba Elizade's University. Work with the school there and improve on nutrition. Nutrition is that basic of health. So that's some of our plans, yeah.
And for my part, I really enjoy the topic of like conservation, and not just like the fact that there's a lot of deforestation going on, and there's a lot of very important natural resources that are going extinct, but also crops, local crops, and that's something that I really had a passion for here as well. But in Nigeria and West Africa, local crops are also going extinct, and these are crops that are ancient. They've been around for a long time. People have started dropping these in favor of like foreign imported seeds
and
GMO things like that, which is terrifying for the future of the country, because it means they're not free, right? They're not free. They are always going to be bound to that. And what if there's a breakdown? What if there's COVID again? What if something happens and they can't get those seeds? People will starve. And also those seeds require a lot of inputs from Russia, things like that are extremely expensive. All of these inputs and pesticides, herbicides, it requires so much nonsense. It's so bad for their health and it's killing them. So my push is to really kind of go back to, okay, what are these crops, like yam beans, things like that, that can be grown and used for greens, for protein, and for tubers, your carbs, all in one plant, like things like that are being lost simply because they're not so easy to commercialize, and things that are so good for food security. So those are the things I'm interested in, is food security and conservation efforts. And one of the things that we were thinking of doing is working on some of the, maybe building some parks in the community as well, because from what we saw, there's not a whole lot of green. And
there has been some initiatives to start planting trees, but there is going to be a lot more trees that need to be planted, because most of it has been cut down. So we're thankful for the initiative.
It's causing so many issues, environmental issues, and tearing people's roofs off when the wind blows, stuff like that.
How a park could be where we could have a lot of trees, and also have a section where we can show people, the community, conservatives, methods, and how to grow those foods, sustainability foods, or what do you call that?
Yeah, like how to do little gardens within your own compound, things like that, sack gardening, whatever, things like that, to teach the community and the children about conservation, about sustainability. And so those are some of the plans that we have. Now, you might notice that those plans don't really involve making money.
It doesn't. No.
So you might be saying, how are you going to do that? Those are all non-profit. Those are all
So yeah, we're restyling ourselves as digital nomads, and we will be having, because a lot of things that we're doing, the way we're living life and teaching people how to be self-sustainable, it's not really monetizable. I mean, you've seen our YouTube videos telling people how you can eat healthier, how you can do this.
Take control of your health.
Without needing product, without needing
life.
all of these gadgets and all this and that. Improve life and quality of life. Those things are not monetizable because we're not selling product. So we're
helping to free people from those products. Like you don't have to be using these things. How to do that. But thankfully, after deciding to go to Nigeria, some things came across our desk, I suppose, which was like how to create courses,
the
master
hacks,
course,
the tips.
hacks, all these things. So
all the things we've learned all these years, this is how we can put value on it.
So we reached out, to our audience and whatnot, to see what all that you all wanted, and the top thing, believe it or not, was West African foods, the healthy way, right? How to be cooking these, but without all of the modern additives that have made it extremely unhealthy, that do not match with the original kind of ancient ways that West Africans cooked. So that kind of led us to develop a course, our first course, and then we're going to be creating other courses, ebooks, and other digital products like mini courses, things on, for example, hair care, skincare, things like that.
Things like that, yeah.
So this first course that we're developing has a lot of value in it. We've put a lot into it, a lot of research, not just the many years that we've spent kind of trying out, different ways of eating, looking at,
and one thing when we switched to plant-based, and it was so difficult trying to find breakfast
Resources.
ideas, lunch ideas, dinner ideas. If you're moving from animal based to plant-based, you feel like the whole world is crumbling because you cannot find these ideas, and or the ones that are out there are just so elaborate and like what do you
they throw in all these creams and sugars
or
and
it could be
oils,
just
and
like
you're just
put croissant on lettuce and that's it, but you're like, there must be more to life
Right.
than this. So we have gathered all our resources, everything we've gathered, and hey, we have the West African background. What did the ancestors used to do back then before all of this fancy additives? So we put it all together. And one thing that I know would blow people's mind and they'll be so excited is the meal plan. The meal plan, the meal preps, the meal ideas, those things that are flavorful, delicious things.
When you see this course, I mean, the amount that we've put into it, it
Yeah.
has added so much value to it. This thing is, for real, a master course. And we're going to do a video on it soon. Right now, we're working with some developers, and we're trying to kind of put this course together. But we currently have a mailing list. So if you want to know about the course and about other courses that we're creating, as well as getting unique discounts, special discounts for the courses, because they are such, especially this one is such a big deal. I think the price will be pretty high, but we are trying to give kind of early bird deals, as well as to our viewers, as well as to those who sign up for our mailing list. So we'll give extra discounts to make sure it's available to many of you at a much more discounted price. But that's coming up, and keep a lookout for that. In the description, you can already sign up for those
for the
emails.
mailing list,
And be up to date, so that when it arrives, you'll be the first one to own it for life. So that's going to be an awesome thing coming up.
We are very definitely, we're very excited to share it with you, so that your testimonials will start coming in too, and you get to experience it for yourself.
Because health is wealth. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that we're working on. So we're working on digital products to have another stream of income as well, to help us with these projects that we're wanting to be doing. And yeah, we're really excited about where we're going with that, and our children as well.
Oh, yes.
We're already preparing for like homeschooling.
Yeah.
If you have tips on that as well, resources, please do send those our way. But in the meantime, we're going to be working on those, and as we're developing, because we have a multilingual family, so our resources, we're going to be having to make some of them from scratch for our children. When it comes to languages,
and I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, why not do children books, teaching them languages and all of that.
Well, we will be.
That's coming up in the future too.
So you'll get to see, children's books that we're going to be working on, songs, things like that, in different languages: Spanish, Yorùbá, English as well, and a combination of those perhaps. And also, reading those out loud and things like that. So you'll be seeing a lot of digital products on our digital product suite coming up as we're developing this. So stay tuned.
Keep an eye out for those. So guys, this is where we come to a section where we say thank you to Uganda, and we also have warnings for
Friendly
Uganda.
Friendly warnings, things that we've seen,
Yeah.
There are some, when we arrived here, we were told things, and people are still telling us things about Ugandans that are not true.
Everywhere, even online, will say Uganda is the home of organic foods. And that's one of the reasons why we came here. Organic, oh yes, we want to do organic farming, organic foods and all that. But when we got on ground...
It's not true, guys.
It's very scary what we found.
The farthest from the truth.
Yeah, Uganda is not. It's no longer, maybe it used to be in the long time ago, but it's no longer the home of organic foods. Its foods are very deadly. The produce are very, very deadly.
Yeah, there are so many pesticides being used, herbicides as well. It's incredible.
I mean, it has affected.
Even the smallest villages, you'll see these
Yeah.
grandmas out there spraying without any PPE, by the way, getting cancers and all sorts of stuff because they're
It's
using
so
things.
common.
These things are banned in many European countries,
Yeah.
and those countries are trying to get rid of these, so they're selling them to Africa.
So
and
the
they're just
ones they
picking 'em up
have here, they
and
are
using 'em.
the very high hazardous pesticide. They're not
Extremely.
the small mild ones.
These things are not equal.
No, they have affected our health.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, okay, we're digging into these fruits, into the produce. Tomatoes is the number one sprayed. Tomatoes, green peppers are the most sprayed.
Passion fruit, watermelon.
Think about a fruit. Think about.
Because these pesticides, you're supposed to stop using them within like several weeks before you sell them. But they will dump them on the truck as they're sending them out.
Yeah, so
powdered and
powdered.
stuff.
You see the market sellers having to wipe powders and powders off of these tomatoes, which of course doesn't do anything. It's sipped in.
But the
And,
tomatoes,
yeah,
they spray like 3 times a week
Yeah.
during their entire lifespan. It's ridiculous. The
even
amount.
until they harvest it. Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
kinds. Like it's a all mixtures.
So it affected our health. We had to deal. We had to stop a lot of the produce.
We haven't had tomatoes in forever, except
Yeah.
1 or 2 that I managed to grow myself. Say, go back to your local crops. Go back to your mpande, your mpindi, your local fruits, your local vegetables, things like that. Things that you're forgetting.
Yeah.
Go back to those because those things don't need all these
Right,
pesticides.
they don't need
They
them,
have
yeah.
survived here for thousands of years. Your local maize, the red maize, the multicolored maize, those ones that were brought from the US like, 400 years ago, those ones can survive here. But they're like, but they don't produce quite as much as these ones from Malaysia, whatever. Yeah, but these ones are not from here.
Yeah,
And
the
you have to
ones-
spray them.
You
have
spray
to-
them. So the
it's
ones
terrible.
that they're using to make posho and all this, this
They
food
are
they're eating,
awful.
they are very awful for the health.
We
And
can't even eat posho.
we
It
can't
has
eat
messed
it.
with us so bad.
The neurotoxicity effect that we got from eating these foods, it's mind blowing. And the ones
Affects children
who
worse.
who affects the children are the ones who they affect the worst, and also pregnant women. They are having a lot of birth defects.
And the
my time
wildlife
here-
around as well,
in
having
my
birth
time,
defects.
in our time here, we've seen pregnant women with birth defects and wildlife with birth defects.
Missing
And-
noses, limbs, things like
And
that.
another scary thing is the animals too. You think of the cows, the cattle, and the goats. You see them walking, and they are walking in a way that is suspicious. It's scary. They are walking as if they have vertigo. They are walking not well. It's not normal. I see cancerous cells, cancerous tumors on the goats, on the cows.
And people are eating them too.
Yeah.
So you've got cancer upon cancer upon cancer. You have all of these birth defects. You have all of these issues that are happening. And these things happen in the US, by the way.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, those
Oh,
things
yeah.
happen in the US.
That's
they
why
happen in Europe.
EPA came up.
They put restrictions on these
Yeah,
things.
they
They tried
had
to
to.
pull back from this. And they did some work. Now, it's still happening in the US. There's still all these cancers and stuff. That's one of the reasons why we're like, this is a mess here
Yeah.
in the US, because there's still all these cancers, there's still all these issues.
Right.
But those
now-
things are coming here.
And the thing is, Uganda is a small country, and this thing is spreading like wildfire. The use of spray or pesticide, and the problem with pesticide and even the chemical fertilizers and all of these things is that once you use them, you're gonna have to use them even more.
You will destroy your land.
You will destroy everything.
just like what happened in the US.
So beware, Uganda, beware. There's still time to change, to turn things around, go back to the way of the old, the way of how they grew, the crops that they grew back then, and how they grew it back then too.
But
Yeah.
with a focus on improving the soil.
Right.
If the soil is good, if the soil is healthy, if you are giving the soil what it needs healthily, right? We're talking manure, we're talking all of these
Mulching.
things. Mulching. People are like, I only mulch my bananas. No, you mulch everything.
Everything.
If you don't, everything, and stop slashing and burning. If you burn it, all of those good nutrients, they go into the air and they never come back. You slash them, you put them down. You don't slash and then burn them.
Yeah, you don't.
Because
burn
then you're
them
taking
elsewhere.
fertilizers out of the soil, nutrients out of the soil and putting it into the air. Focus on making the soil very, very fertile.
fertile.
Because you say, Uganda's fertile. No, it will not be fertile very
Unless
soon.
you're very intentional about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's already losing its fertility. And the same thing with the health of our bodies. That's why
Yeah.
we say you have to eat good food to be strong, to fight malaria, to fight these things. Malaria is getting worse. No, it's not getting
It's not,
worse.
you know, it's got
People
people
are
are
getting
getting
weaker.
weaker. Their body, their immune is getting compromise. Yeah, another thing is that before coming here, we thought Uganda is very cheap to live, and things are.
Everyone will say that here too.
Yeah, things are very expensive here. Food is not cheap, guys, and the livelihood. Things are so expensive. Getting doorknobs that is not what do you call it, knock off, that is at least quality enough that I'm not breaking like 2 days. They're so very expensive. Used clothes, fairly used clothes, they are as expensive as Once Upon a Child fairly used clothes in the US. Everything is everything is expensive.
And land is extremely expensive
It
here
is,
in Uganda,
yeah,
by the way.
it's not cheap.
Yeah, everything is very expensive here,
Everything.
to be honest.
We didn't know, but well, now we know.
Yeah, we've learned. And speaking of expensive, like I mentioned, the visas, extremely, ridiculously expensive. And these are things about, people wanting to come work here, whatever. It's more expensive to get a work visa here, work permit, than it is in the US.
Yeah.
To get a work permit. Imagine that. Imagine. And then on top of that, if you're trying to bring a family, they have not made the immigration system here for families.
No.
Yeah.
So if for people who want to do business and go back, they don't want anyone to stay here.
So that's something that can be improved for sure, is the visa system and children, because there's just so many issues with, you have to have student permit, student pass for children and all this kind of nonsense. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. They can be dependent and they can just go to schools.
This is where we say our very goodbye to Uganda, the Ugandan people. Thank you for the ones who've been there for us, for our friends. You guys can come and visit us. We're going to Nigeria. It's just over there.
Just over there? I don't know.
Just there.
It's there.
Come and visit us. You will be welcomed in our very, very small town. And our viewers, our audience, our family watching, we get to take you along on this beautiful journey on the next phase of our life, and you get to see it too. And I know a lot of people here in Uganda, when they hear we're from Nigeria, they would say, oh, you mean big mansions and big people, loud and just bigness. We get to tell them that, no, that's just Lagos, guys. We are going to a small town and you get to see what it's like, It's peaceful, nice. Anyways, we'll take you along. You'll see it. So we're still waiting for middays. Since we went to the US consulate, we're still waiting for the passport to arrive. Once it arrives, that's when we say goodbye and we will start to leave.
Follow along with us as we get ready for the next chapter in our family's journey.
Yeah. Now, don't forget to join if you want to see how we cook our SOS free meals, go to our cooking channel, PABLANU'S Kitchen, to see how we do it. Backed up, we have foods, but we're just very backed up. Go and click the bell so you get notification and subscribe. Thank you so much. We will see you in our next vlog, but until next time, we say don't skip ads, and please share with your family, share with everybody, and so the algorithm will know that this video is awesome, so that they can promote it. Yes, we appreciate it. And share with everyone. But until next time, we say, Orabo.
Ciao.
Bye. Adios. Nigeria, here we come. Àti àmàlà ló sọ yẹn àbí? Kí ni wọ́n máa jẹ tó bá dé Nàìjíríà?
Oúnjẹ òkèlè.
Ó fẹ́ràn oúnjẹ òkèlè. Kí ni wọ́n máa jẹ tó bá dé Nàìjíríà? Kí ló fẹ́ ṣe? Kí ló máa jẹ?
Chicos, ¿qué más cosas queréis hacer en Nigeria?
Vamos a comer ìṣàpá, ìtànfìrí.
¿Pero vais a jugar también?
Sí.
¿Vais a hablar Yorùbá mucho con los niños ahí?
Sí.
Y Elena también.
Pablo náà ńkọ́? Pablo náà ńkọ́?
Mama saw me
I will enjoy.
You will enjoy.
I will enjoy.
Mi dé o. Kí ló máa jẹ tó bá dé Nàìjíríà? Kí ló máa ṣe? Ṣé wàá ṣeré ní Nàìjíríà? Wàá ṣeré tó pọ̀ gan ni. Ṣé wàá sọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà?